All right, hello everyone. Gary Ryan for the Fed League Flash for Sunday. It is Sunday, the 13th of August, and we inch ever closer to the first day of the season. Remember, exhibition game, October 10th, Elmira traveling to Watertown. All right, so just a couple things to go over real quick as far as some good additions to a couple teams. First, the Elmira River Sharks have signed forward Martin. I believe it's pronounced Malka. If somebody has a correction, send it to me because I don't want to mess up with people's names. But here's somebody who was in the Fed quite a while ago. Going back to the first season of the Fed with the Danbury Whalers, and then playing with the Williamsport Outlaws. And we're going to talk about them in a little bit because it's one of the most fascinating Fed stories of all time. But anyway, with the Danbury Whalers, 49 games played, 15 goals, 41 assists for 56 points. And then he played the entire season. You'll find out in a bit why I did the air quotes. With the Williamsport Outlaws, 41 games, 18 goals, 21 assists, 39 points. The last few years, he's been coaching in the under 16 and under 14 leagues with that they're tied into the USPHL down in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, with the Wilkes-Barre Knights. And that's the same organization that assistant coach MJ Merkel's been working with. So there's a little tie-in there. All right, also coming back is equipment manager Matt Lunger. He comes back into the fold. A lot of fans in Elmira remember Matt from the past. So, yeah, Matt and his son Brady will be helping out. And so there we go. Otherwise, in other news, the Blue Ridge Bobcats have a new play-by-play director, media relations guy, public relations, social media content creator, blah, 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 blah. Charles Ryan is going to be the man in charge there. He's a graduate of Bowling Green University from Kentucky. Did the play-by-play a couple of years for the Falcons hockey team. And so now he is moving into the broadcast booth for the Blue Ridge Bobcats. But he's not just doing the play-by-play. He's going to be leading the whole media team. He's going to be, over the next few weeks, getting people in to help him with the video and audio broadcast and directing that whole team. So obviously he's got a very specific set of skills. So good luck to Charles, and we're very glad to see him being part of the Blue Ridge Bobcats, just kind of building themselves up in value in the community. The initial impact, once they announced their team name and kind of said, this is who we are, it just really seems like the community, Withville, and the surrounding areas have really, really embraced the idea of the hockey team coming here. So, a lot of people thought, can Blue Ridge, can Withville really support a pro franchise? And with each day that passes, I have less and less and less doubt that that's going to happen. This community has really gotten behind the Bobcats, and that's great to see. So I would not be surprised if we see a full house when they have their first home game. What the seating capacity is going to be hasn't been determined yet. They're installing seats now, so we'll see what happens. Okay, the other thing I want to talk about, I mentioned a couple days ago, because there has been a rumor kind of going around that The FPHL is looking into possibly um, ditching YouTube, which of course is free to use and all that, um, in exchange for some kind of a streaming service. Kind of like the SPHL and the ECHL are under the Hockey TV slash Flow Sports banner, which you have to pay a good chunk of money yearly in order to use that. And so anyway, there was a lot of discussion about that, and a couple of people in the Fed have spoken out and said, no, at least for this year, this coming up year, that's not happening. Binghamton owner Andreas Johansson said, no, it's going to be YouTube. All the teams this year are doing YouTube. They're actually looking to kind of use YouTube even more. So, and then also Sarge Richards, who is vice president or vice commissioner of the league, came out and said there's been no actual discussion about switching from YouTube to something else. So you can put your mind at ease, at least at the very, very least, for this upcoming season. YouTube it is. So you will be able to catch your favorite team on the road. If you can't go to the games at home, you can watch them there. So there we go. So that leads us into the kind of the main topic for the day, and the interesting story. And I know a lot of you are familiar with this story, but I know also there's a lot of fans that are relatively new to the FPHL within the last few years, 2-3 years, whatever. So I want to talk about whatever happened to the New Jersey / Williamsport Outlaws. What's the story there? And it really is a fascinating story. Now, most of the information, the capsule of the story, is on an old site called Bus League Hockey. And they were kind of doing this type of thing that I'm doing without video, but they had a web page, and they were kind of like the main source of information as far as what was going on in the Fed. Kind of a precursor to a combination of Fed League Flash and bench minor hockey. But there hasn't been anything done since October of the 2020 season. So it looks like Bus League Hockey, unfortunately, is a dead site. It's sad because it was a good site. But anyway, so the second season of the FPHL's history, a team, they were looking to kind of expand things. One team had already fallen apart from the initial season. That was the Rome Frenzy. The Rome Frenzy wasn't coming back. They were looking to try and expand things, so they created the Danville Dashers first season, and the other team that came in for the second season was the New Jersey Outlaws. Played in the Ice Vault Arena in Wayne, New Jersey. Kind of a recreational ice rink facility. Only sat a few hundred, and despite that, with the standing room that was added, the team averaged 940 per game in attendance, which for the second season of a brand new league, it was pretty good. The biggest arena at that point in time was Danbury. Danbury seats 3,100. That was the biggest arena in the league. So as the Fed was looking to kind of build up steam and gain ground, expanding their reach, they went to Wayne, New Jersey. Team did extremely well. First couple of seasons, the teams in the Fed actually had affiliations with ECHL franchises. So somebody in the ECHL got hurt, you could call up somebody from the Fed. There was an actual affiliation. So the New Jersey Outlaws were very smartly affiliated with the Trenton Titans of the ECHL, and they had players like Elmira defenseman Jim Jensen. They had Hat Tricks head coach Billy McCreary. They had Matt Puncheruri. If you're an old-fashioned Fed fan, you know who Matt Puncheruri is. They had Dan McWinney in goal. They had Trevor Karasevich. Very good team. Possibly, it's argued they could have been the best Fed team of all time up to this point. I think Hat Tricks fans would say something about that. But anyway, so the team did very, very well. Played 52 games, 42-9-1. 124 points. Went through 6 games of the playoffs undefeated. Beat the Danbury Whalers in the playoffs. They are Fed League champs. First year in their existence and second year in the Fed. So, Don Kiernan, who had a hand in owning most of the teams at that point in time, said, this is great. Let's build on this, but, we're extremely limited. We can only get a few hundred in this arena. Let's see if we can find someplace else to play close by. Couldn't find an arena close by, so went out on the limb and said, let's go to Williamsport, Pennsylvania. So away they went. Only problem is Williamsport didn't have an arena. The Williamsport City Council was talking about building an arena, but it wasn't there. So he said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to build an ice rink in the middle of the baseball field. Classic move. Spent $180,000 to build an ice rink on the baseball field. They're playing outdoors. The Williamsport Outlaws are born. And this was just within a matter of a couple months. From the time that they won the championship in New Jersey to when they moved to Williamsport, a couple of months. So they retooled the lineup a little bit. Karasevich was still there. You had Chris Lavelle. McCreary was still there. Martin Malkin was there. So the team started playing, did pretty well, was doing very well with attendance. They were averaging almost 1,070 fans per game, which was only behind Danbury and the Dayton Demons, who was the new team that year. Doing very, very well in attendance. And going through the year, playing respectable, got through 41 games of the season. Had a record of 22-16-3, which was good for third place, almost neck and neck with the Danbury Whalers at this point. And suddenly, the team realized we ran out of money. Not only did they run out of money, they were also in arrears $240,000. The cost of building the rink, the cost of using utilities, the cost of renting the housing for the players. And so then the mayor said, we'd like to get paid, please. The team owner said, we don't have any money. So the team is locked out of their locker room. The mayor changed the locks on the locker room locks, said, until we get paid, you're not playing. So Williamsport said, all right, we're done. So team captain Trevor Karasevich had to go to the players and say, yeah, we're done. Sorry, guys. Go home. See if you get picked up in a dispersal draft. What a story. It was the craziest, most bizarre story. In the span of just 8 months, they went from league champions to out of business. And a really incredible story. But anyway, if you want to go to busleague.com, you can get all the details there. It's kind of an interesting story. Just a flashback in history. So that's today's video. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on Spotify. So listen to Spotify, Fed League Flash there, and we'll give you what's going on with activities during the day. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit like and subscribe. I'm Gary Ryan for the Fed League Flash.